What's up, fam? This is James. Just here to make another video. It's Sunday here at the Civic Center. Um, maybe I'll take a little video. I think I already did though of when the church groups are all set up and they're over there singing and praising and doing their thing. Um, to me, it's really interesting because um, the entire time is kind of like a moral lesson. It's like they're constantly trying to use their lower density, lower dimensional logic, which doesn't seem to work. I mean, this is the issue that I have. They've been preaching the same thing over and over again for thousands of years. I mean, you know, if you work by the rules of man, yeah, then you kind of expect it to never be able to fix itself because it's built in the system built in its has built in itself failure. And in a sense, if you are subjected to man-made law, which is this religion, they're going to just repeat the same things over and over again, and there's never going to be any real progress because a lot of the preaching is speaking about pushing or putting all of your things that have held you back or things that you've done to others, etc., onto something else, a deity, a god that will just forgive you, and you can just keep going and not change. You just go and pray one day a week, and the rest of the time you just act like nothing happened, or you just go and preach to other people about how they're not of God. This is their term, God, without doing any really major changes to yourself in your own life. And I think that they're really missing and skipping a very important factor of reality. Okay. Um, Say that your house, say you live in a house and inside your house needs to be cleaned, but instead of cleaning it, you take the garbage, put it in a trash can, and pray that someone will come and take the garbage away for you. And if you have faith, maybe then the deity, this is kind of like how I think it is like all your garbage that you build up inside your house, you put it in a trash can, and instead of you physically taking it out, you pray and hope that God does it for you, or their God, that deity, whatever who it is that they're praying to. A lot of times it's this Jesus Christ made up bullshit. That's just a part of the cult of Antonism. If you research into that, you understand that it's just Adonai, all that stuff. They're just talking about someone who's connected to Akhenaten, Antonism, the sun god worship. That's bullshit. That person, that thing ain't gonna be coming and saving your life. You need, nature tells you. Just like, just think about all the amazing animals out there that are here to teach us different lessons. Constantly trying to show us how to really live, how to be in balance with nature. Think about how many of them pray to Jesus Christ. Think about how many of them empty out their own garbage cans. You can look at ants. I'm pretty sure they're picking up most of our garbage, to be honest with you, and cleaning it for us and turning it into mold and food and changing the land. So nature is kind of teaching us in a way that it's not about the bullshit that these negative entities, these jinn, have forced down our throats. It's actually it's a lot different. And so I find it very interesting that these people come here and scream and preach and yell about this and about that. And to be honest, if their solution worked so well, I'm surprised. Why has it not fixed this world? So this is the major issue. But I guarantee you, if we all decided to live in balance with nature, the issues in this world would be fixed immediately, probably almost overnight. I would almost because you wouldn't be building nuclear weapons, you wouldn't have organizations like Skull and Bones, you wouldn't have um, entities that create genetic abominations. You wouldn't have any of that if we lived in balance. So many lessons that are learned from just not living by some type of other man's law or living by his story. I mean, just think about look at all this bullshit that's around us, all the civic center. I mean, people are running around killing each other for groceries because of money and whatever other bullshit that people have come up with. Imagine if people had their own land. They could build their own houses, crops. They could utilize the land for energy, and then they could share with each other, create beautiful communities. And I'm pretty sure at some point people did live this way. But there were things that came out of balance, things that had no balance, that decided to enact their will upon nature. And that's kind of like what we're going through today. For example, I'm sitting here enjoying myself, not bothering a single person, a single thing, enjoying myself, praying, and sucking in the beauty and glory of the greatest one, that constantly shows us the way through nature. And then you got some people screaming over here and not making it, like trying to sing the music. I'm not trying to talk bad about the music, but they're not in harmony. They're not doing things by nature, the way that nature, they have all these electronic things just screaming at you. These radios and stuff that are just kind of polluting the air and destroying people's ability to relax so that they can put a message out there. And then, yes, they do give food away. However, God forbid if someone takes an extra bag of chips, then they got the bouncer who has on his back, it says that something about God, like coming up and yelling at people or angry at people and stuff. Like, I'm just like, didn't you just give? Do you not hear this whole sermon over here about praying and goodness and all this other stuff? And as soon as the prayer is over, it's all done. My mother was a United Methodist minister, so I got to see the truth, at least some of the truth about their shenanigans up close, especially the whole tithing and the whole made-up Bible verses and basically the indoctrination into the cult. And from my understanding, that's exactly what it is. It's a big cult, and it's got a lot of different divisions. And the people at the top are just using the cult members to brainwash more people and to keep people in line. There's a lot of different religions of jobs. There's the idea out there that people can't survive without working, or that you're not productive. Go get a job. And little do they tell you, I mean, what it takes, one, to get the stress it takes to get a job, two, when you do get a job, the meaninglessness of it. And basically, there are people who literally, their bodies start to break down because they're so unhappy about being forced to wake up, have you ever driven through traffic in the morning? I've had to drive, for one job, I had to drive an hour each way or more. There are people who do that all the time. Sitting in traffic, afraid that you're going to run out of gas, afraid that you didn't get your paycheck on time. Going to the when I was making good money, there were times I'd go to the bank, cash my check, and the bank manager would be angry at me, an Asian woman sometimes. It was usually issues with Asian people. I don't know why. I kind of know why, actually. And I'm not trying to be discriminatory against Asians. I really am not. But I seem these days to really be having issues as the shit hits the fan with Asian people in particular. Just coming around and causing trouble. And maybe it's because they're part of the whole technology implantation portion of this evil system. Um, Maybe because they're commensurate with the gen. Maybe they're a part of the whole genetic sin of their creation. Maybe they know what they are and know that they may be the abominations. I'm not sure. The greatest one will show us, but the way. But you know, I've gone to banks and eat, and they see me go there every single week, but for some reason they have an issue with me cashing my check. I didn't. I used to cash my check instead of just putting it directly into the bank, so I had the cash in my hands. Um, and it was a good amount of money. But it's a real check. I got paid. There's no reason to sit around trying to stop me from cashing my check, and that's basically they'd give me some real issues every time, and it was pretty funny. So every aspect of a job seemed to be counterproductive, and all I was doing was, hiring people. Wasn't really helping anybody. People can go. It's like you're not going and planting trees, and but the way that the system works is that you're kind of brainwashed into believing that you have to do this and do that so that you can buy a house, so that you can pay back your school loans, so that you can pay off your debts, which is just a self, replicating. What do they call that? Basically it's just the snake eating itself. It's just self-replicating delusion. It just keeps it's a circular thing. You're you can't fight the system that you're a part of. Um, you can't stand up and say, "Hey, I'm going to do something about this," when you're actively participating in it. And when I see these people who are very religious, and talk about Jesus Christ and everything, all this type of stuff, I feel a little sad about it, and the negative entities, the mind control is saying lonely, and again, it's like I don't know why they do it, but they do it. Um, just to disrupt your my happiness, um, and disrupt your ability to communicate on the truth. And it's a consistent type of thing. It's never ending until we come after your asses. And so I think personally I'm at the point where I'm ready to come after some people, especially who really are interested in defying nature and trying to manipulate nature for their wills, um, and who refuse to acknowledge that they have no right to take away our freedom, and they have no right to intercede in our lives without our permission. And that's exactly what they've done. And if you see what people do in terms of like going and fishing through the oceans, you know, mining gold and diamond mining, and they're people mining going on too. If you hadn't noticed, that's one of the major things that will come out in the light one day when they find out that the Jews and the fake Israelis are running around doing killing people for their organ trades, which is big business. And personally, I think that once this monetary system goes down, and I'm not advocating people end up dying and all this other stuff, but imagine a natural disaster that comes through, tornado, flooding. They lose all their things, and they start to realize, maybe some of those people realize how unimportant all that material bullshit is. And that's kind of like how I feel about the financial system. Once the shit hits the fan and we go through initial shock, then people can start coming around and realizing how unimportant the other bullshit is that they've included in their lives. And the negative entities just use it as a way of control, and thus being able to suck out our energy anytime they want. And that's basically the goal. Anyway, peace out, fam. Thanks again.